Hello everyone, this is Katarina and I'll bring you the LIONSGATE energy report and the light language to go with it. And the LIONSGATE, the most intense peak of it is on the 8/8 this Sunday. And boy, I guess all of you can feel it. Some of you have commented on the ascension symptoms that I've written about, and I'm sure you can all relate. This week we're already experiencing the extreme ramping up of those energies, and in preparation for today I've been tuning into the collective, and at the moment those polarized, strongly still held in 3D, and those who are really on this climb into 5D, 7D and beyond. It feels like there's a widening gap at the moment, but my guides assured me that the more you work on anchoring the highest available timeline, the more your field is radiant, it's shining, and it's an invitation to say, come on, join the light party. And it also makes the doom and gloom energy less attractive, because they can see you're moving forward, they can see you're riding these waves. And I've asked my guides, so in the car we had a conversation about timelines, and I've mentioned in one of the previous videos I'm wanting to do something about timelines. I thought I'm gonna quickly write an ebook with all the information that I already have, and my guide said it has been delayed for a reason, because with the 8/8 we're ramping up, and then we achieve already a much higher trajectory, which will be, so we're bringing it in already. It will be anchored on the 8/8. It will kind of stabilize itself around the equinox in September. And the equinox then already is a portal, and they're showing me this for a more higher timeline for the collective. So they're saying, and always when I look away, that's when I tune in and get information, so that you don't feel confused. So staring there, it's like they're showing me, for us as forerunners, those who are here to pave the way, if you like, we are anchoring that highest timeline now, bringing it in, and I'll explain that in a minute further. And then around the winter solstice, so Christmas, that's when this highest timeline is becoming more of a collective timeline. So you could see we're bringing it in, and that it becomes more of, available for a vaster majority of people is around Christmas. And they're saying by then the mass, so the energetic mass of that higher timeline will be so strong that it will pull in more people that are really stuck in 3D. So those that are in 4D at the moment, where everything is extremely polarized, it's super good, it's super bad, or I'm for this and totally against the other, where there's almost no middle ground, that is usually the energy of 4D. You become aware of the brightest light, and you become also aware of the darkest dark that some of us have known for a long time. And we always knew at some point that the collective will have to deal with it, and that time is coming or has already begun. So with that, those in 4D are more and more able to tap into 5D, that their fields are opening. And also because the polarity they're showing me is so intense in some people that it's almost snapping. And that snapping is the breaking of those patterns that held them there in the first place. And in the car, that conversation about timelines, I asked my guide, so what's the deal now? And they said this 8/8, and some of you already know, I'm gonna make a LIONSGATE event, and normally I'm being prepared 24 to 48 hours. Well, my energetic preparation started last week. So I'm in a super intense 10 days period of preparation rather than 1 or 2. So that shows me the magnitude and also what I need to step up to deliver those really high expanded light codes. And on Sunday, I've worked in a really sacred area where I live. It's an ancient hill that is sacred throughout the ages, and there's megalithic rock art as well. And it's a vast ley line system all throughout the UK and further on. And so it at least no 2 other timeline shifts from Sunday. And what's today? I think it's Thursday. Katarina, back down to the real world. And it feels to me that achieving that highest timelines isn't as straightforward as it has been previously. And my guides are saying it is because there is so much fluctuation going on. And the picture in the car they've given me is, because they live so rural out in the middle of nowhere, they're like, you know how you sometimes have difficulty either with your phone reception or hearing the radio when you're through a narrow area and whatever. And they're saying we're traversing times where sometimes the signal from your guides or the vibration from highest timelines isn't as clearly to be picked up for us because of all the energies. Yet on the other hand, it's higher, brighter and stronger than ever. And while I was looking what I'm meant to be wearing today, they said I definitely have to wear my Herkimer diamond, moldavite and kyanite, and also my Herkimer diamond crystals, because they're double terminated. That means they have 2 points on either side, and that helps with the alignment. And my guide said for everyone to receive the maximum benefit of that 8-8 portal, it is not only to have a clear connection above, say to your guides, your highest self, your monad, your team, your high councils you work with, it's also having that divine alignment with the below. And they said, oh, you know, the below Gaia, many of us who are very high vibrational and are very star galactically aligned, we often have difficulties to fully anchor ourselves or ground ourselves into Earth. And I don't know about you, but for me growing up, I always loved nature, animals, crystals, trees. But in all those grounding exercises, I felt, oh, I don't want to put my energies in like roots. It feels really heavy and dense. And my guide said that was the old frequency, the 3D vibration of Earth, and the old ley line system that wasn't necessarily filled with light. There were other components, as we know, in there. And they're saying that it's really important that I convey that to remind all of us to link either with the core crystal of Gaia, and however that looks to you, like a shining bright white crystal, selenite, or apophyllite, or a high vibrational quartz. For some it has a different color, whatever you feel is in resonance for you. Or you also can link with the crystalline grid of Gaia, which is 5th dimensional and beyond. So wearing crystal, holding that already can link you to that. And then they said, if you're a bit wired like me, if you're not like a favorite person for grounding in that traditional sense, they said, explain what I use as a word. For me, I use anchoring. And because I'm very water aligned as well, so for me, if I'm imagining my energy to be a boat on high water, I can pull an anchor in, and that holds me stabilized for whatever I need to do. And that anchoring for me is also a part of my energy. It really goes really deep down to the core and holds me there. And funny enough, anchor and the word ankh and anchoring are very close. So for me, the ankh itself is not only a tool into higher dimensions, it also helps with that alignment. So you may want to look that up. And then they said that this 8-8 is going to be a timeline blaster. And I said, oh, what does this mean? And they said, there is, and I've tapped that into that, and not in the last video, I think in the one before, a much more extremely high, pristine, highest timeline available. And it's almost like if you're on a skyscraper, you know, and you could go to the top level, yet there would be a private, much even higher top level. And that's the picture they're giving me, that extreme high available timeline that they prepare me for you to enjoy on Sunday, for all of you who are going to join. That super pristine timeline will blast through any and all remnants, and they're saying it is this willingness to let it all go. And as usual, I connected with my lovely tree outside, and he said, Katarina, there's another way of explaining that in this the phoenix, the energy of the phoenix. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting, because this LIONSGATE is a Leo, and the sun is in Leo, it's a new moon in Leo, and Mercury is in Leo. So there are 3 energies in Leo in the fire. And the LIONSGATE is the fire. It's when the central sun, the great central sun, are aligning with Orion's belt. That's a corridor deep, deep, deep into the universe where we're getting those higher codes. And I'm realizing I'm rambling on here. So with these extremely high codes and the fire that's coming in, the solar fire, the Leo energy, and Leo is all about the heart chakra, the inner alignment, the inner courage. And that's the phoenix. The phoenix is burned away by fire. All the old, all that no longer serves, all timelines and programs, belief system, I could never achieve, blah, 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 they can be blasted on the 8-8. So either you join me on the 8-8, which I really highly welcome you, or you do your own ceremonies, really focusing on that phoenix of fire and that blasting through remnants of old. And they're also saying our inner fire, our inner passion, who we are, what we're here for, our soul calling. They said you can explain that with a bonfire. And there's eternal wood in our belly, the fire in our belly, like we often say in English. And that fire in your belly will be far more ignited. And it's almost like they're saying we can have a personality fire for what we burn for, but we also have, and now the sun is coming out for the first time today, you may even see that in the windows. It can also be the fire of your higher self, your highest self, your monad. There is a much more expanded capacity to step into who you truly are, and that inner fire is also burning away any and all obstacles of all timelines, challenging people, circumstances, the collective experience we have at the moment. And they're saying, learn and trust to claim your right to joy and happiness. So learn to trust and claim your right to joy and happiness. And that's crucial. So the ticket to align with a super high timeline is to blast all the old, allowing that to fall away, and use any high vibrational tools that you can that bring that connection upwards as well as downwards. So now let's do the light language attunement, and I'm so curious what's going to come through. So you may want to close your eyes, take a deep breath. Hiwana, Hiwana, Hiwayana, Hiwayana, Hiwayana. Ishke sa 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 sa, ishke se na ma ha ka ka na hia na 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 na, ishke sa sa na ma ha. Hiwa kakana masa, meash kakana maha, meash kakana ma, nisa sa mea kakanaha, iwi ni hinama, iwi ni hinama, mayaki hina, ni hino, Ninu, Ninuhuna, Ninuhuna, Niamahana, Niamahana, Ahikikina, Ahikikina ha masasana. Uayana masa, Uayana masa, Hiyanama, Hiyanama, Uayana masa, Uayana masa, Hiyanama, Hiyanama. Yashkikina namasa, Yashkikina hamasa, Miwa kikini ni sasa namaha. Blessed it be, so mote it be, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm concentrating as best as I can to relay what happened. So we had, or they're still very much around us, Lady Andromeda, Lord Andromeda. We have the Pleiadian, the whales and dolphins, an ancient wisdom keeper of Native America. And he said, call upon the earth wisdom keepers, because the keys to sacred sites are going to be handed out on Sunday during the activation I'm doing. And he's like, some of you who feel drawn to call in on Sunday, you are of very galactic origin, but then the earth wisdom keepers will also receive the key codes and their sacred portals to link with in the future. And it's their time to step up and take care of the land they're given. Thank you for relaying that. And the divine masculine and feminine are also receiving new codes. The Kundalini energy for some of you will burst through on Sunday. While I was at the tree waiting for the church to be free, there was a huge energy surge literally from Gaia into the lower spine. That's the entrance portal for the Kundalini energy from below. And they're all saying it's this readiness to step up to your highest soul potential in this now moment. And we also had Alvin coming in, and they're really excited, and they open some DNA codes for us to appreciate, align easier with earth, food, things around us, like that heart connection, the physical connection. Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Lord Sananda, they're watching this taking place and holding space for this to occur, that our hearts and bodies are opening. And wow, I'm just really, really mesmerized. So I look forward to seeing all of you who feel called to join me on Sunday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. UK, and 7 p.m. Central European Time. And for all my friends in Australia, your hearts are always welcome to join in, and you'll receive the replay straight after the transmissions and the journey. And may you have a most blessed, abundant, timeline blasting 8-8 gateway. Lots of love. Blessings to you. Namaste.